For many of us, being understood feels like emotional survival. If someone gets you, if they see you clearly, if they understand why you feel the way you do, then the relationship feels safe. But when they don't get it, it can feel destabilizing, like you're invisible, like your emotions don't matter, like the connection isn't real. So you start working harder to be seen, you explain yourself more, you defend your feelings, you try to make them understand why this thing that seems so small to them is actually significant to you. And sometimes that works, but often it doesn't. Because not everyone has the capacity, the language, or the emotional framework to fully understand you. And when you make understanding a requirement for love, then you end up in a very specific kind of pain. You start to feel like you're constantly auditioning for validation, and that's exhausting. This need to be understood usually starts early. In childhood, many of us learn that being understood is how you earn care. If you could explain yourself well enough, if you could make your feelings make sense, if you could justify your needs, then maybe you'd get what you're asking for. But if you couldn't articulate it clearly, or if your feeling didn't make sense to the adults around you, you learned something very specific. Your emotions are only valid if someone agrees they're valid. So you become very good at explaining, at translating your inner world into language other people could accept, at making yourself understandable. And that skill served you, but it also created a pattern. You started to believe that love requires understanding. But that isn't intimacy. That's enmeshment. And the two are very different. Being understood feels good. It's validating. It's connecting. It can be deeply healing. But it's not the same thing as being loved. Because love doesn't require someone to fully understand every single part of you. It requires presence, respect, care, and willingness. Someone can love you deeply and still not understand why certain things trigger you. They can care about you and still not relate to your experiences all the time. They can be committed to you and still see the world differently than you. And that's okay, because understanding is not the foundation of intimacy. Trust is, safety is, consistency is. And intimacy isn't built on perfect understanding, it's built on willingness, the willingness to stay engaged while learning about each other over time. And when you stop requiring perfect understanding, something important happens. You stop over-explaining. You stop defending your reality. You stop trying to convince someone that your feelings are legitimate, because you already know they are. When you stop needing to be understood, the first thing that changes is how much energy you have. You're not spending hours trying to make someone see your perspective. You're not replaying conversations in your head. You're not spiraling because they didn't get it. You just let it be. And that doesn't mean you stop communicating. It means you stop needing the other person to mirror your experience back to you in order for it to be real. And you start trusting your own perception. Your relationships become lighter, less pressure, less performance, less need to be perfectly seen. You can say, I'm feeling this way. And curiosity becomes enough, because the goal is no longer perfect understanding. The goal is presence. And you stop performing clarity and allow discovery. You let people learn you instead of managing how they perceive you. And that frees enormous emotional energy. There's something bittersweet about letting go of this realization. I know for a long time that I believed I could find someone that would just completely get me. And letting go of that fantasy felt like I was compromising or settling in some way. But we're not lowering our standards. We're stepping into something more real. Real intimacy allows space and mystery and discovery and curiosity and play. And when you stop needing to be understood, you allow that space to exist. And love becomes more honest. I want to offer you a somatic reflection so we can bring this into the body. Think of a time when you really wanted someone to understand you. Maybe you were explaining why it hurt or why you reacted the way you did. And as you remember that moment, notice your body. Is there tightness in the throat, a feeling of being blocked in the throat chakra? A leaning forward feeling, a sense that your words need to land correctly so the connection can stay intact. That moment, right before you explain, is often the nervous system trying to prevent disconnection. Now imagine pausing there, not shutting down, not hiding your experience, just allowing it to exist without imminent translation. Notice what shifts. Sometimes there's more space, more breath, maybe a softening in your shoulders, less tightness in the throat. And that's what emotional freedom can feel like. Not needing someone to validate your reality in order for it to be real. If this conversation resonates with you, I would love to hear in the comments below. Have you ever felt the relief of no longer needing to be understood? Or are you still in the process of letting that go? Because one of the quietest signs of relational healing isn't needing to be perfectly understood all the time. It's trusting that your experience is real, even when it isn't mirrored perfectly back to you. You don't want to stop being known, being heard, but you stop needing perfect understanding to feel secure within yourself. You are strengthening and building up the reserves in your nervous system so that you stand strong and that you feel confident and secure regardless of what comes at you and from who. And being your own inner resource is, I think, the thing that we are all looking in this self-awareness process, this process of transforming and healing and working on ourselves to be able to, no matter when the rains come and the winds come, our foundation is strong and it's firm, and it might shake a little bit, but it's not going to crumble apart. The home within is strong. So I want to thank you so much. Please don't forget to give me a like if this was supportive and you enjoyed it. Please share it with anyone who you think might be comforted or be validated by it within themselves, of course. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you want to join the community and hang out with me more. I also do work with me and create with me live sessions twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for about 2 hours, where it is just a nervous system informed, calm place to be. I play music in the background. I'm here. And it's just, let's be together as human beings while we are off in our individual spaces. I go through intervals in the Pomodoro style. So we work for 25 minutes and then we break for 5 or 10 minutes. I'm more flexible with it. And, you know, I love to read poetry and books on the breaks. And it's just a really nice space that I enjoy creating. And I would love to invite you to be there if you want to hang out and just work together. So I will see you there. Bye.